Well, good morning. Hang on. Yeah. Good morning from Munich. Now I'm here, and just behind me, and we'll have a walk past, is the famous Hofbräuhaus. If you're coming to Munich, it's a must. It's the one place you've got to visit when you come to Munich. So we'll just have a wander down and I'll show you what it looks like. So let me just turn the camera around. And there you can see the famous HB. Anno 1589. So it's been here since 1589. So we just have a walk to the other side of the street here. Just walk to the other side of the street and give you a quick look at the outside of the Hofbräuhaus. And what we're going to do now is sneak in and have a quick butcher's around. So this is the most famous beer cellar in history. So we're going to come in here for later on to have dinner. So just to give you a quick look around, a quick shufti, already people are eating. And as you can tell, it's quite noisy in here. In fact, it's noisy in the extreme. And it gets even noisier once that lot there start up the band. So for now, I'm just going to head back out, and as far as I know, you don't get reservations in here. You just kind of turn up and grab a table. So there you go. That's a quick look inside the Hofbräuhaus here in Munich. So dead opposite in competition, but not a lot of competition, is the Hard Rock Cafe. And I don't think they quite get the same turnout in there as they get in the old Hofbräuhaus. So there you go. Oh, chauffeur. Should have grabbed him, shouldn't I? Anyway, that's there. That's the famous Hofbräuhaus in Munich. So we're just leaving the Hofbräuhaus, and now we're going to head down to the river and try and find the National Socialist Museum, which is where the old the Nazis had all their stuff. So it's not too far away. So I'll catch up with you when I get down there, and we're going to have a look around the museum and stuff like that. So catch you in a bit. In fact, let's give you a little bit more history on the Hofbräuhaus. Now, it was very famous, or made famous by the Nazis. Used to gather in there and have all sorts of fun and games, I guess. So that's the Hofbräuhaus. Very famous, still going after all this time. So it looks like I go straight on here and then I go right. And yeah, so there you go. That's the Hofbräuhaus done, and we're off now down to the National Socialist Museum. So now I've come to the area I've been looking for. This is the area that the Nazi Party used to hold their meetings and everything. So we're just going to go a little bit down here. Of course it started to rain. Who'd have thought it'd start to rain? So we're just going to have a wander down. There's a city sightseeing tour bus, and yeah, just gonna have a wander down. See the old phallic symbol in the middle there. The building just off to the left of it is the one I'm looking for. So this is the place I've been looking for. So this is the museum, Rechts, So we're gonna go and have a look around here after I've been to the loo. Welcome to the Rechts Museum. This is in the Nazi area, or what was the Nazi area of Munich, and it's essentially the rise of the National Socialist Party, or the Nazi Party. Now this museum is here for people to learn from history. It depicts the rise of Adolf Hitler, basically, and the Nazi Party. The reason I'm doing a voiceover is, as you can see, there's quite a lot of people in there, and I didn't really want to put commentary on while I was walking around with all these other people. So I thought while I was doing it, I'd do a voiceover when I get back doing the edit. But as you can see, it's fairly well laid out. There's lots and lots of information, and it depicts from the early days of the National Socialist Party. In fact, it goes prior to that starting. It shows Adolf Hitler before, when he was arrested, and when he spent time in prison writing Mein Kampf. And it goes right from that early period, and it brings you through to how he came into power, how he wheedled his way in. The information on the boards is in English and in German. It's fairly well laid out. There's always people going around. It's free to get into. Now, I found it quite moving. Looking at some of this stuff, I went round a couple of times. I went round first just to get an idea of how I was going to film it, and then I went round and filmed it. So I've got an idea of what it's all about, and it's showing the rise and pretty much the fall of the Nazi Party during that period from around about 1929 to 1945. Now, when Adolf Hitler came to power, he generated an awful lot of support and following. The reason behind that, a lot of that, was that at the time there was a big recession on. In the 20s, there was a worldwide economic crash, the Wall Street crash, which affected pretty much the whole of the Western world. The Germans were still paying reparation from the First World War. Germany was bankrupt, effectively, and that gave rise to the populists. And Adolf Hitler was a populist. He had a clear idea, after writing Mein Kampf, of where the cause of all the problems were caused from. And he effectively came in and accused the Jewish population of all the problems associated with the globalists and the they're behind all the finance problems of of the world, basically, which is why he wanted to destroy them. Now, if you go to Munich, I would say this is one of the must-see museums. You can see where the populists come from, how certain conditions cause leaders like this to stand up and become or generate that sort of following. And once he came to power in 1933, he made laws that nobody could stand against him, which made a bit of a mockery of. He ended up being a dictator. Let's face it, he was a dictator. Whichever way you cut it, he was a dictator, and he kind of lost it on several occasions. He was known for really sort of stamping down on any resistance. And you've seen from a previous video of Dachau concentration camp, and you'll see from some of the other camps that I visit how this populist came to power, how the German people got behind Adolf Hitler and his gang. Effectively, he printed money. Germany was skint, so he printed money. He paid people. He got the economy going by printing money and giving people hope, giving people work. From the end of the First World War, Germany was suffering quite hard, and the crash in the 20s didn't help that situation at all, and that's why far right extremists were able to come to power. And it was happening the same in Italy with Mussolini. He, again, was one of those that came to power because he was a populist. He saw what needed to be done. And what you can see there is what's left of Nazi headquarters. So that's looking one way. That's the museum there. That's an old building. That's the Rechts one. And just beyond is the gates. And all around this area was all the Nazi headquarters during the late 20s, early 30s. So the easiest way to find this place is look for the Königsplatz, or Kingsplatz. That's where it is. So I kept it all quiet in the museum. What I'll do is I'll put a little bit of comment over the top. But it's not far from the main Bahnhof, which is the main station. So there you go. That's me done for now. I'll catch you all later.